If you wanted to see a good, first-run film in a nice theater, you came down here.
The UA 150 was the first unchaperoned movie date I ever went on.
It was a leader in this day. An unfortunate day came and went. Wish he could have been saved.
It's not too much of an exaggeration to say that this place was magical. In 1977, when I was 12 years old, this was the coolest place in the world because Star Wars played here. And it was the coolest place in the world until they tore it down, as far as anybody was concerned who was here.
The UA 150 was really the really special one because it had all the special movies.
Had the best sound system, had 70 millimeter, had the biggest screen, and the best audiences.
Too, it had that crown dome on top that wasn't like any other theaters.
You could overhear conversations of people who were sitting on the other side of the theater because the sound would bounce off the dome and come down there.
And the screen was so huge that, I mean, you could put yourself right in the movie.
It had to be effects, it had to be cinematography, you had to have something that would be worth showing in this theater.
Of course, when you got a spooky movie like Alien with sound, surrounding you, the effect was pretty good.
Because when the alien came out of the chest and it said hello, I said goodbye.
The delivery door for the theater was directly behind the screen. And so the middle of the screening of Star Wars, we see this door open up and you can see the alley back there, perfectly lit in bright sunlight, and this guy loading things in and out of this door. So Obi-Wan Kenobi is doing his thing on the screen in the middle of the desert there, and you can see this guy. It's like a little movie within a movie.
The limousine pulled up to leave the preview, to drop off the previews for Empire Strikes Back. And the guys that got out in the back with the film canisters were holding it, they treated it like it was gold. I mean, that was special stuff for that preview. And they never talked to me, of course. I was just a lowly doorman.
And I must have seen The Empire Strikes Back every weekend that it was out with my good friend Scott. Scott and I spent a lot of time here talking about making movies, wanting to make movies, learning how to make movies right here.
The guy who was in line with me for Return of the Jedi, there was a press showing the night before, and they let people out there was a side entrance over on that corner and there was a back entrance over back there. And this guy gets up on the stairway, hanging on the railing, and as people are coming out, he's asking them, so what'd you think of the movie? And as they're giving him opinions, he's shouting it to the people that are in line. It's like, we got a great, we got an okay, we got a so-so.
If the tickets were sold out, they just, tip the doorman $10 or something, which is, a lot back then, just to get in and sit in the aisle to watch the thing on opening night.
For our second unchaperoned movie date, it was The Breakfast Club. And so that film has a special place in my heart. But he remains one of my best friends today, and we're actually both in movies now. He's a cinematographer in LA, and now I'm a film critic and a filmmaker.
And I thought it was ironic, at least to me anyway, that one theater is a church, but to me that they tear down the shrine.
He'll never get to see one that's in a big movie house, so that's really sad to me,
I had to sweep this stuff. Popcorn on the floor, that kind of thing. Keep this as a souvenir.
Movies have an incredible effect on people's lives. They entertain us, they teach us things, they make us think differently. And the places that show the movies too are just as important, I think. The place where you see a movie can loom just as large as the movie itself.
In November, Scott died. He had a brain hemorrhage. When I go visit his grave, it's the same feeling I get when I come here. It makes me sad and it makes me happy, and it's just a place for me to come and remember him. And now it's a parking lot.